Hey everyone, it's Cameron. It's been a while, I know, but I just wanted to talk to you about one of the ideas I've had. I might just chuck up random videos of what my ideas are, because otherwise I'll just stay in here locked away and they might blow up something. Anyway, so my idea is for a PC game. I mean, I can see it put on consoles and stuff, but my idea is so if you ever grew up, I grew up with like Age of Empires, stuff like that, real-time strategy games where you'd build your base and then you'd have your dudes, you build your army, build up, and then you'd fight, try to destroy, conquer the world, pretty much. My idea is to take something similar to that and similar to the Dawn of War series, Warhammer Dawn of War. It's really good. If you don't know what that is, I recommend looking at it. I mean, what else you got? It's got orcs. Yeah, I know what you're saying, orcs and everything. But these are orcs with machine guns, flamethrowers, with their own mechs. Orcs, war type thing. You got Space Marines, which is like a futuristic soldier. Very similar to Gears of War. Gears of War probably borrowed some stuff from Warhammer. Big genetic super soldiers that fight for their god, which is like the god of man. And it's got all these other ones. It's got chaos. Chaos is strong. Chaos for the gods of chaos, which is like I guess the satanic worshippers and stuff. They worship the dark gods. So pretty much they're considered evil. Okay, so here's my idea. You take the premise of them two, Age of Empires, you take the premise of Dawn of War, put them together. Now, I'm not saying the stories or anything like that, I'm just saying, take that type of game. Here's the game title. First, it's going to be called maybe War Before Man, a subtitle Before Man, and basically it's going to be about, so there's these aliens and they have this orb, or we'll call it the gift of intelligence for now. And basically what happens is they lose it and it falls to Earth. And at this time you got dinosaurs running around, you got the early apes and stuff still running around. Oh, in this world there's apes, dinosaurs, and that's pretty much it. So basically the orb of intelligence comes, it makes them all smart, and then it skips a few years forward. Eventually the aliens find out where it comes, where it landed. They search for it, they come find it, and now all the world has changed. You got the carnivores. There's three pretty much groups. There's the apes, there's the carnivores, and then there's the herbivores. So that's the three main. And then obviously the aliens. They'd be so there's technically four races, I guess. Now basically the carnivore side, their buildings and stuff would be more. They're more the aggressive, they can use like skills of bloodlust, and they can eat the herbivores and eat each other to regain health and stuff. But also, they're all like, picture this, right? Now, if you ever seen Zoids, you know what I'm talking about, but a T-Rex with fucking machine guns and stuff, that's fucking cool. Alright? You tell me that is not cool. And you'd have a T-Rex, which is like the big boss, big boss T-Rex. You'd full on decked out with metal armor and all futuristic, maybe a few plasma cannons. His roar would have a big thing, but then he's got metal claws. He could fucking, I know you're thinking War Greymon, but pretty much, yeah, nipple missiles. If you don't know what I'm talking about, that's Digimon. Anyway, nipple missiles for the win. But also, like, you'd have like the herbivore side. So like the carnivores, all their factories would be like slaughterhouses. Very dark, very very, I guess, evil. I guess they're considered evil, but in the end, that's how they live. That's how they have to eat, survive. You'd have the herbivores, which is like the counterparts to them. They're more defensive, they're not. Carnivores would be more melee because they want to get the teeth and everything, but the herbivores more of a ranged. I mean, they'd have melee fighters as well because they're big and stegosaurus and all that stuff. Not sure who the big boss would, like the big leader of the herbivores would be, because there's too many. The stegosaurus and you got the brachiosaurus. That's the other thing about this game. You'd be able to learn. like you could put real dinosaurs that maybe people haven't heard of. You know, you'd have the basics: Velociraptors, Allosaurus, then T-Rex at the top. And then you'd have, you know, Brachiosaurus, Brontosaurus. I'm thinking the boss might be a Brontosaurus, because, you know, then you have the big two giants. But anyway, and then, so like theirs would be, you know, they had farms type thing where they reproduce, you know, plants and stuff that they need to eat. Tree stars! And all that stuff. If you don't know that reference, that's from Land Before Time. Really good movies. I grew up with them too. So yeah, so you'd have the herbivores, carnivores. And, you know, the herbivores, their bonuses would be more defensive. You know, they can eat, you know, plants and everything all around them to regain health. Blah 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 blah. They wouldn't really have to feast on thing. You know, be more of the counterbalance. And then you'd have the apes. So the apes would be like in between. You know, because they can eat. They're omnivores. You know, they'll eat that. They'll eat whatever. But they're more the futuristic weapons. So the carnivores are more like, you know, melee, basic machine guns, you know, maybe a rocket launcher or two, missiles. You know, the other dinosaurs, you know, they're pretty much very similar. Like, because the thing, when you think about the dinosaurs, you know, your T-Rex, like, you know, whereas the apes, because they're more, you know, human-like, you know, they're smarter. They're more smarter, more be able to do stuff with their hands. They have mechs. They have war machines, maybe even like a similar to like 8 tank, guerrilla warfare. If you get that, if you don't get that, then sorry. But anyway, so, you know, the apes would be smarter, they'd have more futuristic weapons, all that stuff. So, you know, they'd be like the balance teams. You know, you have the attack, carnivores, the defense, you got the apes, which are like the balance in between. More smarter team. More mobility, all that type of stuff. More tactical. Then, eventually, you'd have the alien side. Alien, well, that's just, you know, spaceships, flying stuff, you know, weird things. I'm not entirely sure what the aliens would be like. I'm guessing there'd be more of all three together. You know, there'd be attack, defense, and intelligence. They might be like the speed group, maybe. Not really sure, but obviously, you know, if it was in development, then you could work all that shit out. You know, basically, okay, so, you know, it'd be a lot like Dawn of War. You know, each squad would have their own skills and all that stuff. You know, you could picture like the carnivores having bloodlust and stuff like that, where like they could eat to get stronger and keep killing and get stronger. And you'd have the defensive side where it's like, you know, health regen. You know, herbivores could eat and get health regen and more tankier and all that stuff. And you know, the apes would have like, I think the apes would be like the orcs in the Dawn of War games, except for the fact that they not as stupid. Like the orcs are pretty smart, but they're pretty fucking stupid. Orcs, come on, boys. So yeah, you'd have them, and then the aliens. They'd be like similar to the Elder. Elders, like in Dawn of War, they're like the smart aliens, kind of, or religious and stuff like that. And you know, it could be very similar. Like the aliens just could be considered like the very similar to angels and depictions of stuff like that, if you wanted to. I'd love to have like Relic, the ones that did Dawn of War do it. I know there's like issues with that because THQ blah 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 shut down. Darksiders 3. But yeah, that's my idea pretty much. Oh, and the ending, it has to end like this. Don't know why, but anyway, long story short, nukes, everything dies. Maybe the aliens say, no, we got no chance. Kills everything. So you got all the futuristic cities of the herbivores, the carnivores, the apes, all laid to waste. And then what rises? The first mutated ape, which turns into man. End of game, perfect ending. Everybody's like, oh, duh, I didn't think of that. Or maybe it's an asteroid. But yeah, that's my idea. That's my idea number one. I've got heaps of ideas, and yeah, if you enjoyed it, then tell me what would you do for a real-time strategy game? What would you put? Let me know in the comments below, and until next time. Ciao.